All of the cards are out, so let's go. Cetus is a very heavy follower for the combos that I think Forest wants to do, and I'm not convinced that the Righteous Evocation Accelerate can change that. That being said, he is quite value for the price, especially with this Evolve effect, so I will give him a 3 out of 5. Latika is a clear 5 out of 5 for me. She's a Naterra card, she does so much with combos, and she gives you a 0-cost spell right off the rip. No question, 5 out of 5. Faefolk Sage is a 5 out of 5 for me as well. Insane draw engine, better Windfall Fae, especially with the Naterra and Great Trees coming in, taking advantage of this effect, as well as fairies, of course. Heroic Resolve is a 4 out of 5 for me. I really quite like it, especially the fact that it cycles, and the fact that it can enable a lot of the combos that you want to do. Harvester is a 5 out of 5, no question. 0-cost tree means Loxus will reign supreme yet again. Cryptid Keeper is a 3 out of 5 for me. Pretty okay effect, but the upfront cost is a bit heavy, and I don't know if you have the room in your combo decks for Cryptid Keeper, especially when his removal is not even that great. Friendly Embrace, a 4 out of 5 for me, drawing 2 cards for 1 play point, maybe even a 5. Fairy Healer, for me, this is a 4 out of 5. Cheap Bounce, 4 defense restoration, which is quite hefty. Definitely has utility, if not now, in the future. And it's worth noting that she does work with Cryptid Keeper. Skull Lookout, this one is a 2 out of 5 for me. If it was a 2 play point, it would have been much, much better. 3, it's a bit heavy for just giving you 2 trees. Great Tree Elk is a 1 out of 5 for me. This one is a take 2 card for sure. Lonely Beginnings, this one I think is a 3 out of 5. The effect is quite nice, but the fact that you need to fuse to get the full advantage, plus that it doesn't cycle itself, makes it a card disadvantage. Now for Sword, Mistolina and Baleon is a 5 out of 5 for me. 3 play point, 6/7 Storm Ward, deal 5 damage to a random enemy follower. Yes please. Leod, I would rate a 3 or maybe a 4. There's a lot of random damage and destruction in this expansion, which is why I'm not rating it higher. Not to mention the fact that he does lose ambush after dealing the damage, but he does evolve for free and he's playable in aggro. That's quite nice. Frenzied Core Master, absolutely a 5 out of 5. Insane effect, great accelerate. Sunny Day Encounter, 5 out of 5. Rally 7 is super easy to meet, so it's a free cycle plus Naterra and Great Tree, which obviously enables Mistolina and Baleon. Valorian Dealer, 4 out of 5. It's a pretty good cycle, plus the evolve is quite powerful, and Alyaska's in the card art. Blade Right's Lieutenant, 3 out of 5. It's a better Oathless Knight and an early game commander. I would have given it a higher rating if Gelt was still in rotation. Shadowed Memories, 3 out of 5, maybe 4. Works with Leod, obviously, as well as ambush combo decks. Counter Solari Survivor, 3 out of 5. It's a better Kunoichi trainee, which does see play. Brave Buccaneer, 2 out of 5. I don't really believe in this one, although it is spread over 2 bodies, so that is a plus. Definitely good in take 2, though. Flying Messenger Squirrel, 5 out of 5. Full statted 2-drop that can draw 2 cards. Brothers United, 2 out of 5. Not a whole lot of value here, but it's an alright effect, and it does give you a tree. The art is amazing, though. Onto Rune, Tetra is a 5 out of 5. It's insane value, full statted 3-drop that gives you Machinas, that synergizes with all the evolved cards that Rune has, which we'll see in a moment, and it recovers 2 play points. Come on. Eleanor, 5 out of 5. Insane 2-drop with so much value, so many effects, and so much synergy with all the archetypes that Runecraft wants to be running this expansion. Chimera Meister, 4 out of 5, maybe 3. I quite like how on 8 it synergizes with Evolve Rune, but mostly I'm excited for this Evolve effect, giving you a giant Chimera for spell boost. Or maybe even spell boost Evolve together, which a lot of the cards in this set seem to support. Speaking of spell boost Evolve, here's Guild Assembly, 4 out of 5. It works super well with tons of the cards revealed this set, which you'll see in just a moment. And by just a moment, I mean immediately. Marie is a 5 out of 5. 1 play point, free Evo. Covenant Mage, 4 out of 5, maybe even 5 out of 5. It's no Crystal Witch, but it's close. Fruits of Wisdom, 4 out of 5, maybe 3, but it's a 3-cost draw 2, so like a concentration, but it also gives you a free evolve. Like I said, Spell Boost Evolve seems to be a thing here. Spell Boost Evolve Machina even seems to be a thing. Panacea Alchemist, 2 out of 5, maybe 3. I'm not super convinced you have to run this, especially because you want to be using your Pyrotechnic to draw your Ans and Greyas, but it does give you that little bit of sustain that you might need to get that combo off later. Awakened Robot, 4 out of 5, gives you 2 1-cost spells, and at 6, you evolve 2 followers. Again, Spell Boost Machina, Evolve, all in one. Grimoire, 1 out of 5, absolutely not worth running in your deck. Glimpse Beyond, 3 out of 5, Spell Boost, Evolve, yet again. But it does start out at a pretty high cost. Now for Dragon, Valdane is obviously a 5 out of 5. His Zeus cosplay is very convincing. I think Romelia is underrated. I'll give her a 4 out of 5. She's not only good in even/buff Dragon, but she can even be good in Bike. Imagine a Rush Bane Razia with +2 defense. Gina the Stout-Hearted, 5 out of 5, will absolutely be run with the rotation of Cursed. Verdant Rebirth, 4 out of 5. It's like like a better Wildfire Tyrannosaur. Forest Claw Sentinel, 4 out of 5. It's a better Desert Pathfinder. Rock Whale, 3 out of 5. I think this actually has some potential. You have to buff it in order to accelerate it, which is a bit annoying, but Romelia helps with that. And when you do accelerate it, it becomes a 1-cost, deal 3 damage, draw card. Newfound Allies, 5 out of 5. 1 play point, draw 2. Managarm Scout, 3 out of 5. At 3 play points, it's a bit heavy, but I do like the effect, especially the extra utility you get out of the evolve. Whimsical Mermaid, 2 out of 5. I'm not thrilled about running this in buff, especially because it's not even an Imperial Dragon I think does its job better. Might be a 3 out of 5 though, depending on how much draw we actually need in the end. Frost Lizard, 1 out of 5. I am not convinced by this at all. It's okay in Take 2, I guess. It's basically just Dragon, Rend, Quake on a stick, so. Touching Thoughts, 5 out of 5. Putting 3 trees into your hand, and if Overflow is active, you recover a play point. This makes it possible to splash some Naterra into your deck without going full in on the package. For example, if you only want to fuse for Gina or Valdane, and not run the rest of the clowns. Nicola, 5 out of 5. Full stat, Rush, Bane that works with Machina and gives you 2 cost Forbidden Art. Okay. Ania for me is a 4 out of 5, giving you so many bodies, but also being able to summon Jack Shovels every time you do Necromancy, and because Jack Shovel is summoned by an effect, it instantly gains Rush and gets buffed by the other Machinas, so. Roly-Poly for me is a 5 out of 5. It does so much, it works with Ania. Steeled Hopes, I'm giving a 2, maybe 3 out of 5. I think the Enhanced 7 is a bit heavy, but you know, with the rotation of Gremry, this might be the late game swing that Shadow needs, so I definitely can be convinced that this is actually better. Spitebound Cursebinder, 3 out of 5. The Necromancy can work with Ania's effect. It cycles, which is good. The Evolve is alright as well. Flame Zombie, I think, is actually quite overrated. 3 out of 5, you'll usually find a way to deal with it. And Necromancy 8 is actually quite steep now that Gremry has rotated. Balance and Obliteration, I'm giving a 4 out of 5. You'll easily reduce it with Ania, and then you just cycle through your deck. Quite nice. Link Staff Necromancer, 4 out of 5. It's an alright piece of additional damage for Last Word Shadow, which is losing quite a lot with the rotation, and the Last Words lets it cycle itself, so I quite like it actually. Soul Commander, 3 out of 5. 2/2 Burial Rite, draw 1 over 2 bodies is pretty okay. Skull Commander, 1 out of 5. Definitely a Take 2 card. Inherited Balance, 5 out of 5. 3 shadows for a spell. Works with Machina and evolves. And we're on to Blood. Mono, 4 out of 5. I really am optimistic about this, especially in Epitaph. And once you get it going, it just storms face for OTK. Even just as mid-game damage, it's good as well. Omni-Faced Archdemon. This card is criminally underrated. 4 out of 5 in Epitaph, 3 out of 5 everywhere else, I think. In Epitaph, this is Bane Ward, deal 15 damage to the enemy board, deal 6 damage to the enemy leader, restore 6 to yourself. Devilish Diva, 5 out of 5. This is fantastic Wrath support. You can evolve it manually early on for 3 ping activations. Later on, it's a free evolve, and either way, you're restoring 2 defense to your leader. Rejuvenate the Spark, 3 out of 5. I really don't like that you have to spend a play point to restore the defense, but maybe it would have been too good without that clause. But this is quite the mono enabler. Harvest Imp, 2 out of 5, I guess. It's Larahe / Baphomet. It's extremely underwhelming. Demonic Hunter, 2 out of 5. Pretty okay in Volteo, actually. Outside of Volteo, it could be a tech against Forest, who are buffing their fairies up. I'm not too impressed, though. Midnight Gossip, 3 out of 5. An okay spell for aggro. Barrel through a ward and go straight to face. The fact that it's both a Machina and Naterra card helps a lot, actually. If you're not actively using it, you can use it as fusion fodder. Bloodstained Pixie, 1 out of 5. I do not think this one is playable. Mad Claw Devil, I'll give it a 3 out of 5, very optimistically for Epitaph. Otherwise, I think it's quite bad. Trampling Terror, 4 out of 5, specifically for the Accelerate. Lone Promise, I think this one is the most variable for me. It's either a 2 out of 5 all the way up to maybe even a 4 out of 5, depending on how much mono needs the repair modes to get enabled. Marlone Peace Advocate, I think this card is actually overrated. I'd give it a 3, maybe 4 out of 5. It's definitely nice, don't get me wrong, but it only works on followers, not cards. It can also be played around with taller, not wider boards, right? Meowskers, 5 out of 5. Insane support for Amulet. So many free effects. Cycle, oh, it's so good. Holy Crystal Archpriest, 3 out of 5. I think it's mostly going to be used as a Sank tutor. Muskfruit, 5 out of 5. Tutors your Meowskers. Featherfolk, 3 out of 5. It's like a scoffed Golden Bell. It being crystallized 2 and not 1 is actually pretty painful, but I also like that you can use it with Summit in rotation. Escamali Consulate, 2 out of 5, maybe even 1 out of 5. The condition is very strict, same Evo points, and the heal is on last words, and it's so heavy. Unlikely Fellowship, 5 out of 5, super cheap, super flexible, countdown reducer, especially in Unlimited for Summit Temple. Eskamali Advisor, 1 out of 5, maybe 2 out of 5. It's really mediocre, but at least it draws you a card. Konsu, 4 out of 5. You can play it as a ward on 2 after Anvelt Crystallize, and it also makes mid-game Anvelt not feel so bad because it subtracts 5. Panda Paladin, 1 out of 5. I really hate it. Crystallize 4 is so much. Mark Unleashed, 3, maybe even 4 out of 5. It's tank support, obviously, but it doesn't cycle, so there's a bit of evenness there. I would rate it much, much higher if Zoe, Queen of Hope, was still in rotation. Maisha is a 5 out of 5 for me. The combo for the Storm Evo Lethal with Dimension Dominator is very funny, but frankly, the fanfare already is just too good. Belphomet is a 4 out of 5 for me, and I really like this card. Machina Rally Portal is gonna have a field day with this one. Now that we see all the other Machinas in Portal, I'm gonna give this one a 4 out of 5 actually. Full stat cycle that recovers you an evolution point. Come on now. Plus the Evolve is crazy. Nefarious Invasion, 4 out of 5, honestly. At 3, it's very, very good for early AoE. At 7, you get a Storm Award with 6/6 stats that restores 4 defense to your leader, and does 2 damage to all enemy followers, and draws you a card, maybe Belphomet. Thread Snipper Puppet, 1 out of 5. I really do not believe in this. Maybe there's some weird thing you can do with the Power Lifter. Enforcer, 5 out of 5. This is insane. 2/3 rush for 2. That gives you 2 Machina cards for Belphomet. Okay. Dual Swords of Longing, 5 out of 5. False Slash is okay, but True Strike dealing 3 damage is nuts. Iron Hero, 1 out of 5. Trash, but I do love the art. Plucky Coil Wrangler, 3, maybe 4 out of 5. The Accelerate is very good, but it does lose you tempo. As an actual follower, Tiniest Tank, 2 out of 5. It's a follower that sticks, but it's so heavy cost. If it was a Machina, I'd consider it, but it's not, so Unnamed Determination, 5 out of 5. Actually insane. Odin, 3 out of 5. Storm into removal, into more removal with the Sleipnir is nice. It's a bit heavy up front though. Great Mother's Embrace, 5 out of 5. It's better Wings of Tomorrow. Cosmic Angel, 1 out of 5. I think this card sucks. Natura's Future, 4 out of 5 honestly. I think it's quite good. Wild Merman, 1 out of 5. Strange Conditional, not worth it. Aiolon's Remains, 5 out of 5. Is a Machina, gives you another Machina. And it's a countdown 1 amulet. Angel of the Gospel, 2 out of 5. The fanfare is actually quite good, but the fact that it's random makes me sus. On 6, it's a bit late for constructed, but goodness, it is fantastic in Take 2. Dungeon Minotaur, 1 out of 5. Isunia's Revival, 3 out of 5. 3 cost for draw is a bit heavy, but it's okay. That's it for the card review. I think Portal is far and away the biggest winner. The biggest loser, and I hate to say it, is probably Blood, but that's my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Like the video if you did, don't if you didn't. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.